Hi, I'm Brittany, and my company is Hostel America. So, Hostel America is a unique chain of hostels that helps budget conscious travelers who want to find a unique and affordable place to stay when traveling by reducing high cost of accommodations and increasing customer enjoyment, unlike expensive hotel brands. So, for anyone who's unfamiliar with what a hostel is, it's an inexpensive lodging facility that typically has dormitory style sleeping arrangements. And there are hostels that exist within the United States, and then there are chains that exist outside of the US, but there are no hostel chains currently in America, hence the name Hostel America. So my problem statement, budget conscious travelers struggle to find affordable lodging options when traveling to new destinations. They seek a safe, reliable, and affordable place to stay. And on top of this, there are also consumers that are just looking for a more unique kind of accommodation when they travel. Maybe they want to make a connection with other people, and a hostel is a place where you can really kind of socialize more than like a typical hotel. My solution to this problem is to create a hostel chain located in popular cities. Like I explained before, hostels do exist, but there is no reliable US chain. And this hostel would be affordable, safe, and unique, and creating a chain that has reliable attributes provides relief for budget-conscious travelers. So as far as my business model goes, obviously the main source of revenue would be customers paying for a bed or a room within the hostel. And the pricing would definitely vary depending on what city and the market and each place. It can be anywhere from $15 for a bed to maybe $50 for a room per night. And then on top of this, some other revenue streams would include maybe a marketplace that sells coffee and snacks, or possibly commission from partnering with local travel agencies for things like hop-on or hop-off buses or tours and things like that. This is kind of an overview of the market opportunity. All of these numbers are for the United States. So as far as like the overall accommodations and food service industry, that is a $1 trillion industry. That number is kind of like the main reason I'm a hospitality management major, because it is such a giant industry and it's constantly growing. As far as like hotels and motels, more just specifically in the lodging industry, that's a $194 billion industry. And then more specifically, bed and breakfasts and hostels are a $3.2 billion industry. And all these numbers I sourced from Ibis World. And this slide is just kind of going more in detail into bed and breakfast and accommodations, hostel accommodations in the US. And as you can see, it says there are no major players in this industry. And based on my research, I have found that to be true. So for competition alternatives, the two main competitive advantages I focused on were affordability and uniqueness. So starting in the top left corner, the most standard and most affordable option would be to avoid travel altogether. It's always an option for someone to just not do something at all. So, and then after that, a motel chain is going to be very standard and still relatively affordable. And then going down to the bottom left here, a hotel chain or a resort, generally going to be more expensive. Generally, the most expensive options are like resort style or hotels accommodations, and it's still going to be relatively standard. Some properties they do vary depending on location, but generally you get the same kind of accommodation if you stay in a Hilton or a Marriott. And then as far as bed and breakfast go, they're going to be a little bit more unique. But they're also going to be a bit more expensive than your like typical like Airbnb, for example. And Airbnb is a notable competitor because, as we've seen in the lodging industry, they are going to be probably the most unique. There's really no two Airbnbs that are really the same, but it can be a bit more expensive than my option, which is Hostel America, which would be considered the most affordable and the most unique option. So thank you very much for listening.